All right, give me just a second. Make sure we're rolling. And then I'll just okay, we're good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Put Work In podcast. We have special guest today, Mike Schill. And what's your company's name? Is Full Circle?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Okay,
Full circle
Full
down here
Circle.
in Miami, Florida, man. Excited to be on with y'all. Excited to have a conversation, and again, my only intention is to provide some insight, but to provide some value. I'll start with, I'm on chapter one of like a book of 155 chapters, but we got a little bit of something figured out, and looking forward to highlighting that and having a conversation with you boys. So.
Awesome, awesome. How's the weather?
It's hot, bro. It's hot down here, man. It's always hot in Miami, man. It's always
Yeah.
100 degrees and 100% humidity. But luckily, and happy Halloween, y'all. Happy Halloween.
Yeah,
We're
happy
starting to get
Halloween.
on into the
Yeah.
we're starting to get on into
Got
the
some
the,
candy
the
here.
months where it's ideal. Starting to get into the months that are ideal, and it's good down here, man. Miami's a place to be right now. At least one of the places to be in the United
Yeah.
States. So
You could tell
yeah.
what the temperature is up here because Carson, I don't know if you can see him. He's got a hoodie on.
Yeah, we've
Wait,
all
wait,
broke out
yeah.
in the hoodies.
What
Yeah,
what
I
temperature
took.
is it by y'all?
It was like 30 when I got up this morning. Computer's showing
Lord have
42
mercy,
right
man.
now. So
Dang, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
well, we
it was
ain't
like
nothing near that. I'll tell you that.
yeah, it was like 80 yesterday, like 2 days ago, and then it
yeah,
just bottomed out.
It's
yeah,
about
look,
that time of the year, though.
Yeah,
For
it
real.
is.
it's
So
gonna be 20s next couple of days.
yeah,
Mm.
we've been watching your stuff on TikTok, and like you
Mm.
can definitely tell you like bleed like caffeine. There's like caffeine in your blood. You have like all this energy.
I mean, you know, I do have that. I feel that I bring some sort of energy, but I feel that it's like just a purpose. Number one, and then number two, it's just there's a lot that goes into it, and you keep your health in check, and you keep your diet in check, and your sleep on point, and it all helps to, I guess, bring that punch with every type of conversation that you have. But I was always taught, man, one of my big mentors, man, he told me never turn it off. And it takes more energy to turn it off and turn it back on than it does just to keep it on. So the goal is, bro, how do we keep this thing on all day, every single day, 365 days a year, 7 days a week? So that's what I try to accomplish, at least.
Awesome, awesome. So I want to kind of, you guys could y'all could chip in anytime. Don't feel like y'all are going to interrupt me, but I want to kind of get into like your backstory. Okay, so
Mhm.
first thing I want to say is like you're probably our biggest guest yet.
Hell yeah.
But we're branching out. We're kind of a smaller town podcast, I guess. Well, we live in a
Yeah.
small town. Right now
Mhm.
we're kind of a smaller. So we're building up from the ground up, and we feel like we could get that value from you just because of
Mhm.
you know the level you're at right now, and we think you could bring us some value, even though we're kind of a different brand, but at the same time, it's I'm trying to think of it's the same thing, it's just on a different
Same
different
thing.
scale. So
Yeah.
uh I want to kind of get into your background. Where are you
Yeah.
from, like, originally?
Well, I was born in Georgia. I was born in
Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia. And
Atlanta, Georgia.
hey, so we're from the South now. Don't get it twisted.
Yes,
But
sir.
we lived from Atlanta, Georgia. We moved actually to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and so y'all want to talk about cold? Y'all think y'all is
Oh yeah.
cold, bro? Bro,
It's
Milwaukee's
summer here.
cold, and I was there for some time, man, and then we did a lot of moving and ended up in Florida throughout high school and college, and now in Miami right now. So from Georgia though, man, and hey, shout out to the Falcons, all right? Shout out to the Falcons.
Awesome. So from Georgia. So you're used to all kinds of environments, cold, hot.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and I honestly think that translates to to this business thing, and that translates to just environments in and of itself. You know, you got to be adaptable. Nothing is ever the same. And so you can be the same as it relates to who you are, but you got to identify that you can't approach everything the exact same way. You can't have the same conversation, same type of conversation with every single person. No sales process is going to be the same. And you got to be, like I said, you got to be a chameleon. You got to be adaptable. So I think I'm thankful that that's how it was in the beginning, because it makes right now a little bit easier, if you will.
Yeah, you used to adapting.
I like that
Yeah.
word. I'm gonna be a chameleon from now on.
You got to, man. You got to, man. You got to, because I'll tell you, you know, if y'all are where y'all are at and you came to Miami for a day, it's just a different frequency. It's a different energy. It's a different go. And then you go to Miami, and then you go to New York. I mean, the energy in New York is completely different than it is Miami. And then you go to London or go to Tokyo, and the energy just keeps going up and up and up. So it's just, you got to be able to adapt. You got to realize that too, man. You got to realize that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So go ahead, Peyton.
I was gonna say, since we're still, in the backstory and stuff, you from Florida, well, not from
Yeah.
Florida, but you in Florida. You're a
Yeah.
former Florida State football player.
Oh yeah.
Uh, so there's like a running joke in our group. I'm
Yeah.
on season 1 of football right now, college football, and
Yeah.
I've never been a football fan, but like everybody in like my close friend group just blab, like Dylan in group chats. So like it'll be like 4 in the morning, and he'll bring up some football, and
Yes, sir.
I started getting to some football this year. Um, so what position were you in? Did you miss football? Did you enjoy football?
Yeah. Yeah. So I did, had the opportunity to play at Florida State, and I was a defensive back, primarily safety. But you play some nickel, you play some corner too in the defensive schemes that we were in. And, that was wild, man. I mean, it was Division 1, so that's real. But you got 85,000, 90,000 people screaming, and you're playing in front of that. That's just a whole different
Yeah, that's crazy.
it's just a whole different thing, man. You talk about being exposed, bro. It's on you,
Yeah.
bro. And there's a couple of million people watching on TV, man. So, it was good. It was good. It was awesome. Did I love it? Yeah, 100%, man. I mean, listen, I'll say this much. There's not a lot of things that you can do where you can be an animal and not go to jail for it. And in
Yeah.
football, once you put that toe on that grass, bro, you can flip a switch and become an animal. And that was the part that I absolutely loved. There are no rules. It's just hit somebody as hard as you possibly can, and then do it again. And then do it again, and then do it again. And don't get burnt deep. Like, very simple. So that element I like. But it taught me a lot of things too. It taught me the discipline piece. It taught me the importance of a playbook. It taught me the importance of accountability, the importance of time management, the ability to deal with a significant amount of pressure at a young age. It puts you on a stage. It puts you in front of different people. I mean, the guys in the locker room come from, the majority of them come from the muck. And, they come from the come up. It's, what it is. And then you're sitting alongside, donors. You go to lunch and you sit alongside donors of Florida State, and you're sitting next to Tom and Bill, who are worth $1 billion each. It's just like it puts you in different scenarios, man. It puts you in different scenarios. So, did I love it? Yeah. There's some elements that you wish and you miss, but the beautiful thing is a lot of the things that business brings to the table are the same type of things that sports brings to the table. The only thing is you just can't hit somebody. That's all it is, man.
Then you could,
And
but
not get
we could
away
get
with
you
it.
in
I mean,
trouble.
you could, yeah, exactly.
Probably not good for business.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not good. I mean, you may go viral, but I don't know if it's
Yeah.
going to be positive. But yeah, man. So, but that was that was awesome, and I respect having the opportunity to do that. So
A lot of people underestimate like the amount of work and like discipline and time management that being a college football player requires.
it was
Um,
real, man. It
you're
was
like
real.
going all day, aren't you?
I mean, you got to go all day. I mean, they hold you accountable from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep. And the thing was, guys, while I was doing ball, I was a biology and exercise science major. So, you got Clemson on Saturday, but I'm in Calc 3, inorganic chem, human biochem, physics 2, calc based, nutrition, and that, like, those are the type of classes that I'm taking. While you're dealing with that, was part of a fraternity out there. So, you live a little bit of that life. I mean, you got to tap into that, and part of a couple groups as well. So it wasn't, if it was just ball and that's all I had to worry about, I feel it would have been a little bit easier. But I was in some classes, boys.
Some tough
I was in
stuff.
some real stuff, man, like real classes and part of organization. So that time management was everything. And if I didn't have that time management, it probably wouldn't be as probably it wouldn't have fanned out like I did to the point where we're at today. But ball is hard, bro. And if you haven't done it, I commend those boys every single time I see them, because you know what they go through, and it's difficult, man. It's difficult for a man to go through, but you got to realize everybody that you're watching on TV in college is anywhere from 18 to 23. I mean, babies,
Yeah.
babies, you know. That's it.
What years did you play at Florida State?
Yeah, so I was there 2008, 2012. So I had 1 year Bobby and then 3 years Jimbo.
Okay.
Mhm.
Awesome. So yeah, we took Peyton to his first college football game. Like earlier this year, it was Ole Miss and Georgia Tech.
Jeez. Okay.
And you know, he hasn't been the same since.
I feel like every
Did you like
Saturday now I'm watching some games. Well, I try
Bro, it's the best.
until I
The
fall
best.
asleep.
It's the best. You ought to take them to like a LSU Bama game
Yeah.
or something, or the Florida Georgia game that was just this past week. I mean, there's some of that, the atmosphere is just on another one. But I will say, the thing that'll change the game the most for you is if you go to a soccer game outside of the United States. I've had the opportunity to do, go to other places, within the world, and I'll never forget being in Brazil at La Maracanã and seeing Fluminense versus Flamengo, and there's like 115,000 people screaming. There's flares. People are dirt poor. They're showing up without shoes. They saved all their money for the entire year to go to that game. The intensity in the soccer match, it shits on football in the United States.
Wow.
It's crazy, actually, man. Like, I was just like, God damn, like, this is on another one. So, bro, tap into the college games, and then, bro, go see you at a soccer game. And I know you're probably thinking, who gives a damn about soccer? Trust me. A lot of people give a damn about soccer. Just not Americans. Just not
Like
Americans.
soccer's
heard
like
that.
huge in other countries.
Yeah.
I got a guy that I work with that he'll come to work. He'll just be like throwing soccer games on. He's he's from Mexico, and he'll just be
Mhm.
watching soccer games throughout the day. It's like it's weird.
It's
Man.
crazy. No. It's wild though. It's incredible to see. It's incredible to see, man.
My soon to be mother in law, she's from Argentina. Dude, she
Mm.
bleeds for soccer, man. Her whole family.
It's
It's
like
a
a
religion.
religion.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's a
it's
religion.
crazy.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's nuts.
All right, so we hit the college football.
Hell yeah.
Where did you go after college? Like, how did you end up where you're at now?
I mean, after college, I went to Denver, and I went to orthopedic and pharmaceutical sales school there. I was training a little bit of track and field out there as well. But we had an injury. I had an ACL, MCL, patellofemoral ligament injury in college, and we still came back from it completely fine and whatnot. But you lose a little bit of that lose a little bit of that speed. Now, don't get it twisted. I could still probably rock a 4.5 low, 4.49 right now, bro. I'm still moving, but bro, there's guys out there that are moving at 4.2s. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different thing. So from that point, kind of hung it up after a couple of years after college, and then went to started a role in orthopedic and pharmaceutical sales. You know, did that for like 1.5 years. That was down in Miami, Florida as well. And by the grace of the man above, somebody in orthopedic and pharmaceutical sales was training on Cardone material, Grant Cardone material. And so I would use a little bit of that material, but I didn't know who that guy was. And I went to number one in that company in like a year and a half. And so then I just got bored there. And, you know, again, this is all in South Florida. And it just so happens that guy that was training on that content went to go work for Grant. And so they recruited me. It was like an 8-month recruitment cycle. And I finally said, okay, what the hell? I didn't know who the guy was. And then 5 years later, the wildest 5 years of business and sales that I've ever experienced in my life. And, you know, was number one in that organization. And then opened up the agency. You know, we had the agency for about a year and 7 months now. And the traction that we would have, the traction that we're currently having, and the people that we're currently doing business with, that's all testament to the ability to sell and being exposed to a high octane environment when it comes to business. 100%. If I wasn't exposed to that, problem. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I keep up with a lot of your stuff on LinkedIn and post a lot of stuff explicitly about. And it just seems like you guys are consistently just winning and winning, dude. How do y'all maintain that energy and that momentum?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I feel, and I'll tell you, man, I mean, it may seem like we're winning, but just like everybody else, you're losing more than you're winning, right? But what I'll say is, like, you know, the thing that you can't control is the mindset. And how do we keep that energy? I just know, like, you know, from an agency standpoint and from a business standpoint in general, like, brand is everything. Brand is everything, and marketing and advertising yourself is literally everything. And it's a way to take time out of the sales process. It's a way to take time out of the sales cycle. So the reason why I'm always just beating the hell out of Instagram, beating the hell out of LinkedIn, beating the hell out of TikTok, just all over the place, or at least attempting to be, is because I know the more people see who we are, the higher probability it is for us to get in more sales cycles. And I'm focused right now, you know, we're growing. I'm focused on the top end funnel. Like, yeah, I care about deals, but I you know, the number one statistic is how many people know who we are. That's number one. That's really the thing that I track. If a lot of people know who we are, then everything else just falls into place. But in order for people to know who you are, you got to give them something. You got to provide education, or you got to be entertaining. So that's why we're always pushing out stuff, because I know the long game, it's going to be nothing but W's. You know, you just got to do it right now, right?
Yeah. I think one of the things that stood out the most to me on your TikTok, you posted one of them about your follow-up game where you text messages, bro, over and over and over, man.
Heck yeah.
That I think that was the one that popped up on my For You page, and that's what kind of made me aware of you.
That's crazy, man. That follow-up thing is everything. We were always taught it's the greatest sales secret of all time. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And bro, you know, whenever anybody says the word follow-up, it takes me back to, it took me like 3 years and 2 months to close, you know, Ashley Furniture. And not for our organization, for the previous organization I was a part of. Like 3 years, y'all, a follow-up. Like, not 3 months, not 1 year, not 2 years, but 3 years of consistent follow-up. And that was a multi, you know, 7-figure deal. And I know that the only reason why we were able to get that is because of follow-up. Like, follow-up is everything. And the people that win at it are the people that follow up outside of a generic phone call, text message, or email. I can send an email any single day. I can send a basic text message every single day. But how are you wowing the person when you follow up? You got to think of your branding your company. So how are you branding your company? And the follow up supports exactly that. So man, that's funny that you say that video. A lot of people talk to me about that video and they say, is that like a real thing? I'm like, bro, I don't know how else to. That's what the game is. Everybody usually taps out after like 1 or 2 weeks, bro. I'm gonna follow up until I die or you die. You
No,
know,
I get it, man.
you
Yeah,
know.
I get it. You got to be relentless.
You have to, man. You have to, especially when you're not known. Like LeBron James probably doesn't need to follow up, rightfully so.
Yeah.
Who's that?
But we ain't LeBron. Yeah, exactly. We ain't LeBron. We ain't LeBron. We ain't Elon. So we got to follow up, man.
Yeah.
Got to follow up, right?
So, what is I guess we got all the way to where you are now. Did we miss anything?
Oh no, I think we're good. I think whatever y'all want to talk. I mean, bro, we do whatever.
What exactly does your company do right now?
Yeah, great. So we're a digital marketing and advertising firm, but we specialize in retention. Retention being increasing the lifetime value of a consumer through text message, emails, loyalty, subscription, and anything that keeps a consumer engaged in the community. For an example, you buy something from Nike, you buy some Nike Dry Fit. Okay, you get several emails, you get a text message on, thanks so much, a little bit as far as maybe the best usage on how to get the most out of the dry fit. And then it starts to drip, hey, in addition to the dry fit, hey, how about this? How about that? How about this? How about that? You ascend the consumer through product offerings. That's what we do. That's what we do. So that's our primary focus. That's the service that we provide. Um, we're working with some pretty, decent sized organizations doing that. And I feel that that's going to be the way where we get to where it is that I want the business to be at. It'll allow for us to scale quickly. So
Yeah, that aspect of marketing has definitely
mm,
it's gotten bigger over the last few years. Used
it
to
has to.
And
you
it
just
definitely
order your
works.
stuff and
Hmm.
you wouldn't hear anything from them, but you get an email, or whatever. But now it's
Yeah.
like you're getting text messages like almost daily and like
Hmm.
emails. They're like, okay,
Hmm.
I'll buy something else. Okay.
Well, I mean, listen. I mean, it's because of the way that marketing is right now. You have Facebook, Instagram, Google, as just the whole 9 yards. But 10 years ago, you can market something and get really significant traction, get crazy leads, and so on and so forth. But right now, it's just becoming so saturated, and the price point to acquire a potential consumer, it just keeps rising and rising. So you can focus on that, and we suggest, and we still do help companies focus on that. But what about the 150,000 people that already said yes to you once? Just get them to say yes to you again. So there is no cost to get somebody to say yes to you a second time because you already got them into your ecosystem. So that's why I feel that over the past, couple of years, this side of marketing is really taken off. And that's also the reason why we chose to kind of go this route as opposed to, the paid ads and just that initial customer acquisition upfront type marketing. So
Yeah, it's a lot harder to get the first bite, I think, than the
100%
than the
is.
second bite.
And it costs a whole lot more. Now if you can spend the bread, you can spend the bread. Like I know companies that'll spend 2, 3, 4, 5 million between 9 a.m. and noon on ads. Okay. Yeah. When you can do that, by all means do that, but it takes a little bit of time to get to that point. So we focus on the back end as well, which only supports the front end because they just keep making more and more money, and you can
Yeah.
continue to grow.
And what I do, I'm actually in sales too. I do Medicare
Mm,
plans, and what they tell us is like, if you can keep your customer, on your one thing is if you can keep your customer on your plan for 3 months, you're going to be able to keep them, you know, forever almost, because it's
mhm,
that first couple of months when they're on the plan that they're gonna go to something else. And if you could get them to, buy another product, buy an extra supplemental insurance, then they're more likely to stick with you just because they have multiple products with you and you're their guy. So I could definitely see
mhm,
how those principles kind of line up in the same way. Uh,
mhm.
what is what does your agency do different? What makes it stand out compared to others?
Yeah, I think, the biggest thing that makes us stand out compared to others is the personnel that we have internally. We've got some crazy individuals who are experts in their own right on this retention marketing piece. I think also what makes our agency different from others is we only primarily focus on retention marketing. We don't necessarily do paid ads. We don't do paid traffic. We do a little bit of website optimization and development, but the primary focus is just retention marketing. So we're not a one-stop shop because we feel that when you're a one-stop shop, you can't be good at everything all at the same time. You know, there's only one Deion Sanders.
Right.
Like he can go be in the MLB and play in the NFL. There's a couple of those guys, but not everybody's like that. So we are only focused on the thing that we know we bring the most amount of ROI with, and then secondarily or tertiary. The tertiary thing is, you know, we charge a small monthly, but we're primarily performance based. Where there's a lot of organizations that are not performance based. It's just a one time flat thing, and we feel that that makes the offer a little bit more ideal in getting people to say yes, because the only way that we make more money is that if the company makes more money. It's not, hey, we're just providing a service, and if you don't make money, the hell with you, we're still going to get our nut. It's not like that. So I think that you have you add those three things together, and that allows for us to kind of separate from some other people who are in the space. But that's how I would answer that question.
So you said that
Awesome.
your company's kind of focusing on this, retention based marketing, at least to set you up
Hmm.
towards your ultimate goal with your company. What is like your ultimate goal with your company?
Hmm. Yeah, so that's a great question. The ultimate goal is to get it to $1 billion evaluated entity. 110%, man. Like, and I don't want to do that in like 20 years. I want to do that in 8. Because I saw it happen in 5. So, we want to do that. We want to exit out of this thing, and or we want to roll this thing up and get into something else. Another thing that we always talk about is, I love the sports entertainment space, and we want to start getting into the sports entertainment side of things as far as, products and influencer seeding, and also being able to come up with our own products, because right now, guys, we're in the data business. If it, you could say we're in the marketing business. Every company is a marketing company. It's just a matter of if you sell marketing, or if you have to market the product or service that you have. But every business is a marketing company. But what we're doing is we're doing marketing for so many people. We're understanding what works and what doesn't. So what we want to do very soon is start launching our own products, and we know what works in the health and wellness space. We know what works in the beauty space. We know what works in the outdoor recreation space. We got companies like Chaos Fishing. We got companies like Kimber. We got companies like Fab Defense. Like, we got big companies. Like, we see what works with them, and so then we come up with our own products and we pop them things off too. But the ultimate goal is $1 billion evaluated entity, and to exit, and then to get into something else.
Awesome. Uh, I was thinking too, back to the retention marketing.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy if Carson buys, 2 of your products, he's going to be a little loyal and he's going to show it off to Peyton, right? And then you're
Mm-hmm.
going to get that. You don't even have to pay for an ad, and Carson is your ad. So,
Exactly.
Peyton's going to buy your product. And
Exactly.
that's where I get a lot of my business is just referrals. Like if I do good about one person, they're going to tell me, but they're going to send me to their cousin, right?
Amen.
So,
Amen. That referral game is huge. Go ahead, Peyton. Go ahead,
I've
bro.
been trying to get Dylan and on that Hey Dude game. So I'm
It hadn't
always
worked.
buying new Hey Dudes, and he just won't get on it yet.
Hey, he will though. Just keep following up with him, bro. He'll get on it. He'll get on it.
We almost bought my kids some the other day, so that's
Oh,
a
for
step
real?
closer, but I'm not there yet.
Inch by inch, man. Brick by brick. You'll be there soon. You'll be there soon.
And Peyton's loyal, man. He's got like 12 pair.
No, only 9.
For real?
Only 9.
Bro, that's hilarious, man.
So I saw a video of you working out. It was like a hype video. It was pretty cool. Carson says you're shredded. So
bro,
it's
jacked,
true.
bro.
And so what's your fitness routine look like?
Yeah, man. That's funny, man. I mean, listen, I still keep the man, I still do the stuff that you do in ball, man. Like, the weight room is the weight room, but the big thing for me is like the cardio. And I'm at heart, I'm a track guy. That's like my true thing is track and field, and the 200 and the 100, right? So, the workout schedule, the workout regimen is real in the gym, but the thing is, I go to the track at least 4 to 5 times out the week, and we're doing like a real track workout. We're doing acceleration drills. We're doing a full dynamic warm up. We'll do, repeat 150s, repeat 400s, repeat 800s, short sprints, like real, like just the real track workouts, an hour and a half out there in the sun. Like that's, that's what we do. That's what I do. And kind of that's what that regimen looks like. But as far as getting it in every day, I at least get it in every single day. Sometimes it's a little bit in the weight room and a little bit on the track, and other days it's either the weight room and or the track. But I would say that the cardio piece is real, and I ain't talking about the damn elliptical for 15 minutes. That ain't no damn cardio. That ain't
you're
some
going hard.
trash ass shit. Yeah, I'm talking about some real ass running, like real ass
high
out
intensity.
there moving. So,
what is your? We had another college football player on here, not quite at the same level as you, but. He did some track stuff too, and we were asking him like, "Man, what was your fastest mile?" I don't think he ever told us.
No, he never.
Have you ever done a mile?
Yeah. I've done of course. My. Well, listen. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm a 200 and 100 meter guy,
right.
so mile is. But I remember running a mile. In high school, and I ran it in 5 minutes and like 43 seconds. The fastest mile I ever ran. I'll never run a damn mile again like that. My coach Eller had us run miles, and I'm like, damn, bro. Like, my thought process was like, okay, well, let me just go ahead and just get this thing done and never have to do it again. So that is my fastest mile. I don't know. I feel like I could have ran it faster if I actually trained on it, but that was my fastest mile, man. Yeah, it was moving a little bit. I mean, shoot, ain't that slow.
So you're talking, you were the 100 and 200. So what's a good 200 time?
I mean, bro, if you're hitting, I mean, in college or at pro, I mean, bro, what level are you talking about? Like, what do you?
What about you? What was your best 200?
Oh yeah, bro. We're at 21 high. We're at like 21.8, easy. The 100, easy. A little bit lower than 10.5. But listen, I remember the first time when I was at FSU and I was at this invitational track practice for FSU, and this kid Hobby that was next to me, he ran the 200, and bro, I can move. But I was in high school, he was in college, and I remember us doing repeat 200s. And I'll never forget, man, when that kid took off, I was like, oh, wow. So this is the next level, because it wasn't how we took off the first one. It was like how we took off the fifth one, which was just faster and faster. And I was just like, God dang, like these boys are rocking. Or you see, Yeah, you see Walter Dix. I remember getting there, and Walter Dix was still there. He was graduate when I was coming in. I mean, Walter Dix ran for USA, in the 100 and 200 up. Bracy. That's one of my guys right now. I play ball with him. He's representing the U.S. today. I know a lot of the track guys still, and so these guys are running 9.7s. These guys are running 19.5s. I mean, that's just people don't understand how fast that is, bro.
I can't start running that quick.
Bro, that is not good. That is moving. That is God put you on this earth to run. Right. That's what that is.
I think my fastest 200 in training was like 28 or 29 seconds.
Yeah, you thought you were moving.
Yeah, I thought I was moving.
Nah, yeah. These guys are hitting that thing 10, 12 seconds faster than that. Like chilling.
Can we go back
what the fuck?
to the person I was 5 minutes ago?
Dylan and Peyton are more long distance runners. If you want them to run a marathon, that's your guy.
I'm more comfortable on the shorter stuff, but we've been doing marathons, and
I feel like could be more built for the quicker stuff. I just don't like to run quick.
Yeah.
They used to call
the
me
marathon thing is good.
Baseball.
Dang.
We just did the marathons just to say we did marathons.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, that's something I ain't never done yet. It's something that I know I got to check off the list, but I've never done that. I've never done an Ironman. I know I want to do one of those things. I'm just like, damn, man, like
takes a lot of time.
That's just so long, man. It's so long.
144 miles, my God.
It's just like, bro, man, it's just like, I'll just go burn 1,400 calories in 50 minutes. Why do I got to be out there for 8 hours?
Right.
Like I'm thinking about that, but it's about this thing. It's about this. Like all the people that finish those things, it's this thing. And
exactly.
And so that's why I know I need to do it. It'll happen.
Do you remember when DK ran that 100? DK Metcalf?
Of course, man.
What did you think about that?
Honestly, man, he could be so much faster if he had good form. Straight up. The crazy thing is like, football speed and track speed are completely two different things.
Yeah.
And he's a phenom. I mean, I've seen DK in person like several times, phenom built out of his mind. But damn, so damn rigid on the back end, bro. Like once you loosen up on that back, which is crazy. It's wild. But I mean, bro, if that man is chasing you, you're gonna think twice about your life. I'll tell you that much.
Right.
Because he's coming to get your cookies, bro. He's coming to eat you up. Like, so yeah, I don't want that man chasing me. I don't want that man chasing me. That's all I'll say.
Man, to have such speed and size, it's rare.
It's crazy. Very rare, but very common at the same time at that level, man. Because everybody has that same speed inside. For real. It's crazy, man.
What's your diet like? I think did you say something about his diet before, Carson? He said he eats clean. Carson has
he's got to do something right, bro.
Down, so he's my reference.
I mean, it's one thing that I don't even know. Maybe it was like Coach McPherson, like back in the day, this Jamaican track coach or something. But I'm always eating for fuel. I'm not eating for pleasure, and I think that's something that's been instilled since way back in the day. So like, what do I eat? I would say like 90% of the time I'm eating healthy, but that's also how we were raised. There was no damn candy in the house. You got your mind. Like there ain't none of that stuff. It's steak, potatoes, vegetables, whole milk, water, juice. I don't know what else. Eat chicken, a little bit of fish. Like that's all we were exposed to. So, that's really all I eat right now. I just know I'll eat for the workout that I know I'm gonna have the next day and for the energy. So, listen, don't get it twisted. It'll be 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and I know we got a massive track workout at 8 a.m. in the morning. Bro, I'm gonna eat me a whole box of pasta. I do not give a damn. But I know I'm gonna work that off, and I know that I'm, I need that energy, dog, because I just need the energy.
Right.
But that's what my diet is kind of for fuel, not necessarily for pleasure.
Right. And a lot of people don't understand that, like, just being like a bigger, muscular guy requires more food, anyways.
Hell
Much
yeah.
less when you have a big workout like that. So
Oh my
they
God.
like to see people like you, like, just eating a lot and like, oh, I could do that too. But that you've been building your body for like 20 years,
Yeah.
man. So
Yeah, man. The eating thing is, and in the frequency of what you eat, and I really try to maintain that, man. Like I know I'm good if I'm at like 208, 206 to 208, I'm good. Like that's when I know that's when I feel my most like
your best.
agile. You know what I'm saying? My highs is, I think it's been like 216. That was my highs, but that was also playing ball. Like, that was just different. Um, but I know once I dip under 200, bro, I feel like this. And if
Yeah.
I go over 208, I feel like that, even though I'm not. But so you know the weight that you want to work with, and
Yeah.
and so yeah, man. But you got bro. This thing is, we've been doing this for a little bit of time, man. It's just not like we're just out there running for the past 2 years, you know.
Right.
You know.
So back to something like, I could definitely tell you're a very busy guy, but you're also a
Mm,
very, you seem to manage your time very well. And I feel like
mm.
we kind of touched on that with your football days, but like, do you have any advice for people that like don't feel like they have enough time in the day, or like any time management tips?
Yeah, I mean, this. A mentor always told me the goal is not to manage the goal is not to manage time. It's to buy time, right? Like all the greats, they're buying time. Like you have a company, you got 150 people all putting in 8 hours. You do the math on that. That's 150, times eight. That's an additional 1,200 hours in the day that you were able to do something that somebody else only had 24. And so, you know, you know, the goal is to buy time. Now, as far as like the time management and whatnot, there's this one book. It's funny you said this because I was just looking. There's this one book called The One Thing, by Gary Keller. The One Thing by Gary Keller. Gary Keller is the person that started Keller Williams. So obviously he's a guru in his own right. And what that kind of helped me a little bit making the transition from working for somebody to working for myself, and how to deal with time. And then the other thing is, everything's in front of me. Like I literally have my goals on this sheet of paper, right? Like literally right here. I have my goals and my targets and objectives for the day. And then I have everything marked off from time, like to the second, every single day. So I know like what the time I'm waking up. I know exactly the time that I'm eating breakfast, the time that I'm going to the gym. I got 25 minutes of personal development. I got 10 minutes of meditation, right? And then I got 5 minutes of getting my environment in check, making the transition, getting my tabs up and whatnot. And then from this time to this time, I actually had a podcast I was on prior to this. It was an hour. I had that. Then I have yours from 12 to noon. I already know what I'm doing from 12:05 to 12:06, and then from 12:06 to 12:07. 12:07 to 12:08, then from 12:08 to 12:15, then from 12:15 to 12:20. Like I have it written out. So therefore, one thing that Grant always told us is white space is the devil. White space on the calendar is the devil, because if you have white space on the calendar, you're gonna just do something that doesn't make any sense. So I'm just trying to have short cycles in between the actions that I take, and make sure that everything is in alignment every single day. And when I know that, for me, that's how I gotta operate. Because if I don't, I'm just not as productive, man. So that book is the number one thing I would suggest. And then the second thing is write out your day, man. Like, but don't do it the day of. Do it prior to, or do it early in the morning when you're doing all your personal development and all that stuff, because it'll get you fired up. But don't write out your day at noon for that day. It's freaking ridiculous. Don't
Guess
do
I'll
that.
get started now.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I know, right? It's like, damn. But yeah, man. You gotta have it in front of you. So you have some sort of direction, and then when you have direction, you get momentum, and when you get momentum, you start having wins. And the more you win, the more you want to do the thing that got you to the win, and it all comes full circle.
Yeah, I definitely need to re-implement something like that. I used to do that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's fallen off since having kids and stuff. But definitely need to
Mm-hmm.
re-implement that, because I do find myself wondering, man, where'd the time go?
Your kids are a black hole for time, brother.
Hey, man. Hey, I got me one too, man. So I'll say this much, like, you know, in my days are dedicated times with him, but like I know that there is no such thing as work life balance is bullshit. It's not real, but there is such thing as being 100% in the thing that it is that you're doing. So whenever I'm with him and have time with him, even though that's an hour in the morning, an hour and a half in the evening, because I mean, bro, they got attention spans of damn near a squirrel. You don't need to be spending 8 hours. I'm not a nanny. That's not my job role. Just be 100% present in that moment, bro. That's all you gotta do.
Right.
Yeah.
You'll end up like you said, like an hour and a half. Some people will be like, that's not enough. But like,
It's enough,
if you don't
man.
have your time focused throughout the day, you're not getting that much time. And
Mm-mm.
like, I remember the first time I planned out a day, and I had so much empty space. I was like, I already put like so much stuff down. Like, this is more than I usually do in a day, and there was so much time left over. Like, you don't realize how much time you're wasting until you write it down.
And that's the scary thing, right? That's scary, man.
Yeah.
It's that actually is very scary. So
How
no,
many
you hit it
years?
on the head with that. How
How
many
many years have we wasted?
years?
Yeah.
Man, how many hours last week did you waste on doing shit?
How many hours in a week?
Yeah, it's like, well, I'm just saying, it's like it's tough, man.
I could
But
probably,
that's the game we're all playing, you know.
that could definitely be beneficial for me, considering my day is split in two, but at the same time, it's the same day, but across 2 different days.
Here he
There
goes. He's
you go.
speaking riddles.
There you go.
I speak in
Hey,
riddles.
hey,
I
man,
think
ain't
he's
nothing
just
wrong with
tired,
it.
bro.
Yeah. I could tell
No, I say
he's
that when I'm not
fading.
tired.
Yeah, he does.
Hell yeah.
Well,
I'm
guys,
usually
Carson
asleep like
Payton.
2 hours ago, so
Yeah, he's struggling.
Yeah.
but we're
No,
grinding,
We're finna
hey,
wrap it
man.
up, but if
Salute to you.
y'all have
adapting.
anything else to say, Peyton and Carson? Nothing else?
Other
Okay,
than
so
Mike, it was good to have you on, brother.
yes, sir.
Oh yeah,
Hey, man.
One last thing
Yeah.
is, this is not because it's like something crazy. It's just because it's the last thing I have on my notes. But do you have
Yeah.
like, on your scale of business, you have the retention marketing. How could like us as a small town, like ground level podcast, how could we implement a retention marketing into
Mhm.
like, growing our
Mhm.
fan base, growing our people
Yeah.
base?
So I would say this much, right? Because I remember what Gary Vee told me one time. He's like, if you're a business, if you're a brand, whatever the hell it is that you do, if you don't market, if you don't advertise, if you don't push out content, you don't do none of that, you're gonna be okay. You'll be completely fine. But just know that it is single-handedly the fastest way to grow a business or a brand. And if you don't do it, you're gonna be fine. But if you do it, the results are gonna be tenfold. So what I would say is, first thing I would say is take small out of your vocabulary. Never refer yourself as small again, right? Because what you say and what you tend to tell yourself is what you become. And then the actions that you take will be small actions as opposed to big ones. That's the first thing I would say. And then the second thing that I would say is like, okay, so all this stuff that you're doing, like, start getting it out there. Like, you hold yourself accountable to doing this, but you also got to hold yourself accountable to, okay, where am I pushing all this stuff? I got to start pushing this stuff all over YouTube. I got to start being all over LinkedIn. I got to start being all over Instagram. I gotta have a little bit of a Twitter presence, right? I gotta do some TikTok. I would say not necessarily do it all at once, but build the muscle for one or two of those platforms and really start hitting that with these type of conversations, with the insight into what it is that you do, the insight into sales, whatever it is that you want, and start building a community. Because again, like, it's like, it only takes one person, the right person, to see something and be attracted to it that could change the game for you. So, but you got to give them something to watch. So, you're doing this podcast and you're doing this. That's great. You're doing the right thing and you're doing what you're supposed to do. Now it's like, okay, what's the intention with this? The intention is to grow. Obviously, maybe make revenue off this someday, but the only way you're going to bring revenue is if you provide value. And the only way you're going to provide value is if you have eyeballs. So get in front of more people and start building out a map and a game plan and strategy to get in front of people every single day. Every single day. I'll end it with this. What's her name? It's crazy. Okay, so Taylor Swift, right? The thing is, I don't even know one name of one song that girl sings. Like, I swear to God, on my entire life, I don't know one song. Not one, and I'm proud to say it. Proud to say I don't know one song. She released an album. She's gonna be at like 1.3 billion as far as net worth. Her tour estimated last year brought to the GDP an additional $4.3 billion because people traveled to see her, because people went to hotels, they went to restaurants, and just her tour in general brought that much additional revenue to the American economy. And then you wonder why she's at $1 billion. So what you bring is directly proportional to what you can get out of it. And so the game is eyeballs. So just play that game. Whatever you can do to get in front of more people, get in front of more people, because that's literally the only way to get that word of mouth going, to get that traction going, to get the brand recognition. And then all of a sudden, now you start scaling. Also, study communication, man. Study communication, bro. Like study it. I study communication all the time. Listen to speeches. Watch people communicate. Document what they say that I like, what it is that they said that I don't like. Take out the filler words. Like, some of the top individuals in the world, they communicate the best, and they do it with the least amount of words. So get y'all's communication rocking. Get out there in front of more people, and man, set a target. Maybe in the next 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, you ain't in the town you're in, and you're in Chicago, or you're in freaking, I don't know, you're in Miami, wherever it is that you want to go. If the environment doesn't suit who you are, then get out of it, because nothing will change unless something change. The only way to change is to change something.
Right.
And in order to change something, it's not adding behaviors. You first have to give something up. Then you fill that gap in with adding new behavior. So, those are things that I would say. But y'all are doing y'all's thing,
Awesome.
man. Like, and I commend y'all for it, and just keep tracking, bro. Because in 2-3 years, I'm gonna hop on this thing again, and y'all are gonna be all the way live, like just way turned up. Like,
Right.
Hey guys, we're on Fox News, but we got Mike here first, so we gotta hop in this podcast. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it'll happen.
We're gonna be on a normal schedule too. Let's go.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
All right, man. We really appreciate it. This is definitely one that I'm
absolutely.
going to be listening back myself, because you brought a lot. You accomplished your goal. You brought a lot of value.
Hell yeah.
So really appreciate your time. Where can we find you?
Man, hopefully, in the next couple of years, all you gotta do is look up on a banner and you'll see my face. But right now, man, you can check me out. You can check me out on social media platforms. The first name is Mike, Mike. Last name Schill, Schill, as in Larry, on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. What do we got? We got YouTube and we got LinkedIn. You can check out our website, thefullcircle.io. And bro, we just released a movie too, so make sure y'all go check that thing out. We just released the movie. The Near movie was executive producer and acted in it. We already had our premieres in Southeast, but we're doing a massive premiere here in the next up and coming weeks. We're on Amazon Prime. We're on freaking Vimeo. We're on everything, and hopefully that leads into a couple more projects. And the only reason why I did that, boys, was for eyeballs.
Yeah.
That's it. So that's where you can find me. Those are the latest works we're part of, and anything, any questions you got or anything from here moving forward. I mean, obviously reach on out, and only a text message, phone call, or direct message away. So easy.
Me and Dylan about to go make a movie now.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Let's go.
Appreciate it. You can
We
just hit the
appreciate
leave
you.
button, and we'll see you,
Copy.
man. See you next time.
Hey, stay connected though, y'all. All right, for
Yes,
real,
sir.
for real.
Thank you for coming
All right,
out.
y'all.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, that went very good.
There it is.
Yeah. Mike's a really cool dude, man.
Yeah.
It's,
I had a lot of stuff that I was gonna ask, and he answered it. He's super easy to talk to.
yeah.
He's kind of he's got one of those.
You heard that? You heard that casual Gary V plug in
Yeah.
there? He was like, Gary V told me.
Yeah, he's got that preacher gene. That's what I want to call it.
Uh-huh.
Troy Smith had it. We had him on a couple times ago. These people, they just bleed energy, and they could talk, man. And it's not just they're not like empty words. It's actually stuff that you can learn from.
Yeah. Cookie, how you feeling, bro?
He's hanging in there.
He's ready to go.
I seen you kind of.
Bro
He
was
was nodding, bro.
he was like,
We
this
got
at
an
one point.
otter.
We got a nodder, dude.
He missed half of it.
Yeah.
And missed half the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what.
He's super down to earth too, though.
yeah, that's awesome.
I don't
Excited
know.
to see where
he looked like
he
he's
ends
pretty
up.
tall. He might be less down to earth than we are.
Could be. We'll save that question for next time.
Yeah.
But what you been doing, Carson? You been working, bro?
Yeah, bro. I switched up jobs. I got out of the emergency power business. We in the entertainment business now. Still with power though. But
He's still
Powerful
got
guy.
still repping his old company.
Cat.
yeah, well, that was the brand. That wasn't the company.
Okay, well, we won't bring up the past anymore.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
so
I got a new shirt, upside down
Yeah.
Carhartt. Let's get it.
Sick. How does that happen, bro?
I don't know, bro.
You got Harcourt.
Harkart. Carson,
Gert
appreciate you making the connection, bro.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna try to look out for y'all.
Yeah,
I've
bro, get
definitely
us-
shot my shot at a bunch of people lately.
Get us Matt
we need to come
character.
up with what we call this. Carson, for when Carson brings a guest on.
Yeah,
Carson brings guest on.
Yeah, special guest from Carson.
Yeah. Something.
Carson's
yeah.
commodities.
We'll figure it out, bro.
Y'all put in the comments what we should call this,
Or
because
get us
Carson put this
Kentucky
together.
Ballistics on.
He's trying to help us out and get us some cool guests, which is
Yeah.
it
That
works.
one was really good, man. That was a really good episode.
You may never beat that again, Carson. So
Yeah, I mean, I probably won't be able to find nobody else, but I got you one, bro. It's all you now.
you go. He's done. If you get us Nick Bear, well, that'll beat it.
I'll have to get with my team and see what we can come up with.
Your left hand and
Or
right
Or get us
hand.
Rich Froning. We'll even take like
Dude,
lesser
I'm
riches. We'll take
gonna be
like
honest with you, man. What he was talking about following up, dude.
Yeah.
That's literally been me and everybody's DMs lately. Like, yo, what's going on? I love your content, bro. A few of my buddies run a podcast, blah blah blah. Nothing. The next week, hey man, let me know if you get this, yada yada.
Yeah. I always
Like, shame, bro. I got no pride.
yeah. I always feel like I was thinking like this when he was talking about it because I always thought, man, I don't want to be annoying and like, but at the same time, like anytime somebody's done that to you, you're always end up grateful. Or if you say no, I mean, they leave you alone. If you say no, if you just go ahead and say no, I mean, that ends it there. But if you go with it and it's a good thing, you're thankful for it.
it's like
Like, I
I
remember
asked one person, he was a football player that was playing for Coastal Carolina.
Jordan Strong.
Yeah, Jordan Strong. And I Facebook messaged him about the podcast, and he never like.
You better get him back. Tell him we got we got someone that played at a
Well,
higher level.
it sounds like I'm just like putting up attempts like I'm J.R. Smith, but there is like a science behind it. It's and this was kind of what I explained to Mike is that like obviously like his presence in the business world and like the things he's done, like, he's done some big things and like he's doing some big things. But like if you look at his overall social media presence right now, like I'm sure you give this dude like a few months, he's gonna have like 1 million+ followers. But like just from the outside looking in right now, it seems like he's got more of a smaller audience. So it was kind of a good fit right now. You got to catch people at the right time.
Get us
Right.
Theo Vaughn.
Theo Vaughn
I'm
We
wants
already
trying to
got him.
get dumber, dude.
Yeah, we're gonna go on his podcast. I actually went on a podcast
I saw that.
like
It
2
looked
weeks
very
ago.
professional, bro. Where were you?
This is actually Tony Berrigan's what's it called? His dispensary. And I helped him set up the podcast studio, so he had me on as his first guest. So it was pretty legit. Like,
Did you get high?
no. Carson's looking crazy right now.
My phone the screen just started. I got a phone call and I swiped it up and it like
Oh.
recounted me in like it's recording. And now I'm afraid it messed everything up.
It did.
No,
did.
you're good. I
Hey,
guess.
could y'all hear the airplanes, bro?
No.
Okay, so where I'm at now,
No,
it's
your
like
phone's on airplane mode.
I'm right
Yeah,
beside the airport, and like my first day here, I thought the one was about to hit the building. Like they have to be a couple 100 feet above our ceiling here. Like it's that close. Like I mean, I can see bolts on the bottom of this plane when it comes over, so it's loud.
Well, that's
Cool.
great. All right. Well, I guess we'll call it a day. For
Yeah, I got to
Carson.
get back in there. Yeah.
All right, bro. You got to go back to work. We'll see you
It's
later.
the morning.
And we're slowly ticking people off of the podcast. Peyton's next. Bye.
Yeah.
See you guys. Y'all can talk about me now.
Okay. What an it. I'm just kidding.
What?
Hey, bro. I gotta ask you this though. Where are you at on Squattober? I mean, November. I mean, it's still
I've done
Squattober.
one day.
Yeah, I went in there like 5 days in a row. It was the same workout on the board. I was like, okay. I was worried you were gonna pass me up because I haven't worked out in like a week.
I went Sunday. I was gonna do Squattober, but I
And you
slept on
ran.
my arm. It's in a weird way, and it hurt. And
Bro,
I couldn't hold the bar.
and then I looked at our monthly mileage, and you were like 9 miles ahead of me, or what? It was an absurd amount. I was like 15 miles, and I was like, bro, I was within a running distance of you. Now, like, what are you doing? You training for another marathon?
I'm at 74.9 miles, I think.
Well, as long as Jonathan don't catch me, I need to check. I didn't look for like 4 days.
He ran
so
a 10K this morning.
Yeah, so he's catching up. But it's the last day, so yeah. Anyways, you guys, hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed it. I think I learned something.
I enjoyed the
Peyton's-
parts I was here for.
Yeah, he was in and out of consciousness. Peyton Cook, still young, put work in
Maybe a future
podcast.
brand change. No, we gave up on that.
Put work in podcast.
.com. But
We got to start putting
website.
content out, bro. We're gonna take this podcast and apply it to our life, bro. We got to manage our time better.
But I'm about to
Both of
go
us.
write out my
And we gotta
day
start
after I wake up.
popping content one short a day.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. Well, appreciate you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, buy something in the comments, in the description, wherever it's at. Look, you may have noticed we're on an every other week schedule right now. Until further notice, probably January. Peyton didn't even know it. He's like, "What?"
No, you said
but
something about it. I was like, what happened?
yeah, so we're gonna start shooting our shot at some new guests. So
Bro, I'm about to
hopefully
go
we can
start
get Tony
messaging
Stark
people I
on
see on.
soon. Huh?
He's never mind.
Tony Stark, and we'll get Loki from Asgard.
The new Asgard.
Yeah, all right. So we'll see you guys later. Peace out.
Peace out.
Thanks for staying and watching and stuff.